The next Planet of the Apes movie will be released in 2027. Will we see the return of Proximus Caesar? In the last few days, several internet portals have announced that we will soon have new announcements about the Planet of the Apes franchise. In the last few hours, different media have reiterated the news, and one of the people in charge of Century Fox has given statements. So, if you want to know when the Planet of the Apes sequel will arrive and what it might be about, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. Before starting this video, I invite you to participate in the new giveaway we will be having in this channel, where we will be giving away the first volume of Scarlet Witch by Steve Orlando, a story that will mark the future of the Marvel Universe. To participate, all you have to do is comment which is your favorite moment of the Marvel Universe. The winner will be announced on November 30th. Also, on October 31st, we will be announcing the winner of the Penguin giveaway, so don't forget to participate. First, let's talk about the news that is circulating around the internet about this new Planet of the Apes project. The news about a new installment can be found on the Joblo.com page, where a review was published based on another Hollywood Reporter news article. Part of this information mentions the following. Whispers about a new Planet of the Apes movie arrive alongside confirmation that 20th Century Studios is developing more Alien and Predator films. We already know Predator Badlands will be unleashed on November 7th, 2025. However, Asbel says we're getting 2 additions to the Predator franchise in 2025. The studio also plans to develop a sequel to Fede Alvarez's Alien Romulus and maybe another chapter of the Alien vs. Predator series. Try to contain your excitement about that last project. Asbel told The Hollywood Reporter that when 20th Century Studios figures out their future slate, the Avatar, Planet of the Apes, Alien, and Predator franchises are their top priorities. Once those plans are sorted, they can start considering which original films they'd also like to add to their schedule. The future of Alien was the first one he was directly asked about, and he replied, "We're working on a sequel idea now. We haven't quite closed our deal with Fede Alvarez, but we are going to, and he has an idea that we're working on." The 2 survivors, Rain and Andy, played by Kaylee Speeney and David Johnson, were real highlights of the film. And so I always think of it like, wow, where do people want to see them go next? We know there's going to be aliens. We know there's going to be great horror set pieces. But I fell in love with both of them and I want to see what their story is. The second news that has gained great notoriety in social media in recent days comes from an article from Collider, which reveals the release date of the Planet of the Apes sequel. In this article, in addition to commenting on the financial success of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, it details the schedule ahead. Part of this information mentions the following. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes premiered earlier this year and was a smash hit, earning nearly $400 million at the box office, while also registering scores of 80% and 77% from critics and audiences, respectively, on Rotten Tomatoes. Everyone has been curious to see if 20th Century Studios would give the 2024 sequel another trilogy, like the previous Planet of the Apes trilogy starring Andy Serkis. And today, executive Steve Asbel delivered the update everyone has been waiting for. During a recent sit-down with THR, Asbel revealed that another Planet of the Apes movie is in development and will release in 2027. He didn't release any further details about the project, but it's safe to assume that it will be a direct sequel to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This means that we already have rumors and news from different places that point to the fact that we will have the sequel to Planet of the Apes in 2027. Or at least this is the intention according to the agenda. Now, what would this movie be about? Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes takes place hundreds of years after the events of the Caesar trilogy, and presents us with the story of Noah, an ape who must rescue his tribe from the oppression of an evil ape who follows corrosive philosophies of antiquity. This villain surprisingly becomes the unexpected hero of the story, but leaves us with too many questions. The ending shows us how May returned to the humans and informed them about the technology possessed by the apes, and how she nearly betrayed Noah. We know that Noah is now part of a new generation of apes, but there are still too many holes in the story. We still need to understand what happened between Noah and May, how Caesar's story affects the humans of the future, and whether they still have an important role to play. But I think all of us who saw this movie are looking forward to the return of Proximus Caesar. As we have mentioned in previous videos, although Proximus Caesar was defeated at the end of the movie, we also never saw his body after he fell off the cliff, and there is a rule in movies. If you don't see a character's body, he hasn't lost his life. Like Raka, we think that this ape is alive, and that he will return in the next film. Perhaps Proximus will seek revenge or try to get Noah to join his empire. I don't think the story of Proximus Caesar is over. Another important point that we could see in this sequel is the arrival of the astronauts, and we were left with several important questions such as, where are May and Noah looking at when they see the stars? Both characters can be seen looking up at the sky at the end of the film, as if realizing that something is happening in the sky. Many have theorized that in reality, what May and Noah are seeing is the Icarus arriving on Earth, and that the next film will be about the arrival of the astronauts. According to the director, the theme of space travel and astronauts is part of the DNA of this universe, and is something we could see in the upcoming films. Now, when will we get a trailer for this sequel? Or when could we expect its production? During the publicity for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, it was mentioned that this movie would be part of a trilogy, and apparently, these are still the plans. This means that not only would we have a sequel to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but we could have 2 more films that tell the story of Noah and the return of Proximus Caesar. But more importantly, the return of humanity and Caesar's legacy. I think the Planet of the Apes theme is still one with a lot of potential, and we're excited to see what this new phase will leave us with. A trailer for this new film, if released in 2027, we could see it in 2026, but we could have the first teaser trailer to announce the production as soon as next year. Another important point to remember is that during Caesar's story, several time jumps occur that we have seen in the comics, and there are still stories of Caesar that could make it to the big screen. These would narrate his time together with the herd in the jungle before the events of the last movie. Now tell me, what do you think about all this? Would you like to see a sequel to Planet of the Apes? What do you think this story should be about? Should we find out what happened to Noah after Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? Or go back to Caesar's time to explore more of his adventures? Share your opinion in the comments. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on. The Oasis Geek.